the year. The Beloit Trojans 16-3 on the year. So, looks like we're going to take a time out here. We'll be back with more right after this as you're listening to Redmen Basketball on KQMA on the World Wide Web.
Hey, when have to win regionals to advance?
I think there's two different sub-states.
The boys varsity content.
There's two different sub-states.
For the Redmen, number 3 is 6.
You can give it back to me so I can go through. Probably end up keeping it.
For the Trojans, number 10, a 6-foot senior, close. For the Redmen, number 23, a 5'5" junior, Freddie Lambert. For the Trojans, number 12, a 5'10" senior, Grant Aerosmith.
I mean,
And for the Redmen, number 30, a 6'1" senior.
let's go. We take a quick look at your starting lineups for the Beloit Trojans. Number 1, Vincent Paulin. They'll also start Hudson Gray, Carson Cox, Grant Aerosmith, and Bryce Mason. For the Redmen, it's Trenton Colby, Nate Hendrich, Freddie Lambert, Aiden Long, and Joel Montgomery. The Redmen head coached by Rob Buckmaster. The Trojans head coached by Ryan Eilert. The Redmen will be in their home white jerseys, red numbers, green trim. The Trojans in their road orange jerseys, black numbers, and the white trim. As we are getting set here for the boys varsity matchup, we do have the national anthem coming up, so we'll take time out for that. When we come back, the opening tip is you're listening to Redmen Basketball on KQMA on the World Wide Web. Back at two, Smith Center. Jesse Ray alongside Robbie Gibson. Robbie, quickly, your keys to a quick start for both teams.
For the Redmen, they got to be patient with the ball. Move the ball around, try to find things that they can get to, and then also play under control. Don't get ahead of yourselves. Be patient once again with the ball. Play under control. Find the openings on defense. Don't get aggressive. Don't get so aggressive that you make some mistakes with that. But be aggressive enough that you can kind of push some things around that way. For the Trojans, get that pressure defense going. Try to get into a tempo that they're comfortable in running with that pressure defense, and get some quick things going with them on the defensive side of things. And push the tempo. This is a team that in years past, they like to get up and down the court fairly quickly. I'm guessing that hasn't changed a whole lot with these guys. So try to get the tempo up to where they know they want to play at, and make the Redmen try to run with you.
Mason wins the tip, and the Trojans go left to right on your radio dial to start this ball game. Paulin has it, dribbles over to the right side. Down to the right corner to Gray. Gray back to Paulin right side. Out front to Aerosmith. Aerosmith on the dribble, picks it up left side. Back to Paulin right wing. Paulin on the dribble. Skip pass. Cox three, good.
Cox with a quick three-pointer as it was covered, but able to ignore that pressure and drop that in nothing but the bottom of the net.
So the Trojans come out in a full court press. Long gets it, now to Lambert. Lambert inside for Montgomery at the free throw line. Back out to Lambert. To Colby. Colby pump fakes, drives in, looks underneath for Montgomery, and out of bounds it goes. Beloit basketball. 7:09 left to go in the first quarter. 3-0, the Beloit Trojans lead the Smith Center Redmen. Vincent Paulin brings it up the court, left to right on your radio dial. He went over 1,000 career points earlier. A week or two ago, I think I saw he went over his 1,000 point for his career. Gray gets it inside for Aerosmith. Aerosmith, left side, down to the left corner to Gray. Gray skip pass to Paulin. Paulin down to the right corner. Cox looks inside for Mason. Instead drives in, leaves it off for Paulin, top of the key. Paulin on the dribble, dribbles over to the right wing. Picks up his dribble down to the right corner, inside for Mason. Mason, bounce pass underneath for Cox, and let's see. Last touch by the Beloit Trojans, so Smith Center basketball. 6:34 left to go in the first quarter, and Beloit leads at 3-0.
Redmen being a little aggressive here, trying to trap in the corners, so the Trojans trying to stay out of the corners there at that time. So right at the end, maybe by the Redmen, try to trap whatever they can.
So Hendrich has it, right wing to Montgomery. Montgomery out front to Long. Long, top of the key with it. Looking, now hands it off to Trenton Colby between the circles. Colby, spike line three, off to the left, no good. Rebound, fought for Paulin, saves it in to Gray. Gray ahead to Paulin, to Aerosmith, back to Paulin, right wing. To the left wing to Cox, three's on its way. This time rolls out, no good. Rebounded by Gray. Gray to Paulin, back to Cox, left side. Cox to Paulin, right wing three for Vincent Paulin, good.
Quick ball movement, giving Paulin open on that one, able to knock down a three-pointer.
So he gets his first points of the ball game, puts Beloit up 6-0. Aerosmith tips it out. Last touch by Aiden Long, and it will be Beloit basketball. 5:38 left to go in the first quarter. 6-0 is our score. Beloit leads Smith Center. Paulin walks it up the court. Between the legs dribble, down to the right wing. Picks up his dribble there, down to the right corner to Cox. Cox inside for Mason. Mason, baseline jumper, left is short, no good. Rebounded by Aiden Long. Long hands it off to Trenton Colby, and Colby brings it up right to left on your radio dial. 5:15 left to go. Long gets it inside. Out front to Hendrich. Hendrich back to Long, right wing. Long looking. Long down to the baseline to Montgomery. Joel back to Long at the right elbow. Long picks up his dribble underneath for Lambert. Lambert loses the handle on it, stolen away by Gray. Gray ahead to Cox. Cox quickly up the court. Down to the right side to Paulin. Inside for Mason. Tipped into the hands of Cox. Cox back to Gray. Gray left wing. Back to Cox, top of the key. Cox drives in and going to get called for the travel, so it will be Smith Center basketball. 4:41 left to go in the first quarter. 6-0. The Beloit Trojans lead the Smith Center Redmen.
Cox tried to lean on one of the Redmen there. They took a step back, and Cox fell to the ground getting that travel.
Colby has it out front to the right wing to Hendrich. Hendrich out front to Long between the circles. Long to the left side to Colby. Trenton back out front to Montgomery. Montgomery drives to the free throw line, kicks out to Hendrich, now to Lambert. Lambert, top of the key to Long, left or to Montgomery. Now out front to Long, to the right wing to Hendrich. Inside for Long. Long turnaround jumper, good.
Tough shot there by Long, but able to counter, make it. So he made that count on that tough shot.
6-2. The Beloit Trojans lead the Smith Center Redmen. Cox has it right wing three on its way. No good. Left that one short. Rebounded by Trenton Colby. Colby going to bring it up the court to Montgomery. Out front to Lambert. To the left wing to Long. Long drives to the free throw line. Picks up his dribble out front to Colby. Colby drives in. Splits the defense. Gets it stripped and stolen away by Aerosmith. Aerosmith ahead to Gray. Gray drives in. Leaves it underneath for Cox. To Paulin. Left wing three's on its way. Good again.
Trojans perfectly fine with settling with some outside shots here. Finding some open shots. Put them up and they're dropping for them.
9-2. Beloit leads Smith Center by 7. They've hit 3 3-pointers. Trenton Colby on the dribble for the Redmen. 3:10 left to go in the first quarter. Colby to Hendrich. Down to the baseline to Lambert. Right baseline. Freddie Lambert has it inside for Long. Stops and pops. Good.
Long cut into the middle lane. Didn't want to get in too deep on it, but quickly pulls up. Hits a shot before Mason could come over and guard him.
9-4, a 5-point Trojan lead. 2:50 left to go in the first quarter. Cox left corner three. Rattles out. No good. Rebound 5-4. Trenton Colby comes away with the basketball. Drives in. Fakes the handoff. Tipped out by Aerosmith. And it will be Smith Center basketball as Kyler Valley into the ball game. Valley comes in. Mason takes his seat. 2:40 left to go in the first quarter. 9-4 is our score. The Beloit Trojans lead the Smith Center Redmen by 5. Montgomery to inbound. Still looking. Gets it into Long. Long gets it stripped by Valley. Valley ahead to Cox. Cox back to, has it now left wing. Drives in, and he's going to be fouled. First team foul on the Redmen. Fouls on Aiden Long, his first.
Long trying to reach in there, tip that ball out of there, just catch an arm instead as it was a little hop step, moving the ball around through it, just getting Long with a foul on it.
Paulin, right wing. Left side to Gray, down to the baseline. Aerosmith jumper, no good. Rebounded by Trenton Colby, his third here in the first quarter. 9-4. The Beloit Trojans lead the Smith Center Redmen by 5. 2:10 left to go in the first quarter. Montgomery has it right wing. Now to Lambert. To Hendrich. Nate drives in, gives it back out front to Long. Tipped and stolen away by Aerosmith. Aerosmith drives in, no good as Long gets called for the foul. His second personal foul, second Redmond team foul, and Aerosmith will head to the free throw line to shoot 2.
Aerosmith played the passing lane on that one, able to fly through there, take off down court with it. Long able to catch him as he's getting up in the air for the layup, just catching Long jumping into him, creating that push.
So first one for Aerosmith, no good.
Substitution for Smith Center, number 35.
Mason Tassell into the ball game. Aiden Long takes the seat with those 2 fouls. Aerosmith getting set for his second one. That one is good. His first point of the ball game. Owen Eilert into the ball game now, a 6-foot sophomore. Aerosmith going to take a seat. Minute 57 left to go in the first quarter. 10-4. The Beloit Trojans lead by 6 over the Smith Center Redmen. Full court pressure by the Trojans as Trenton Colby looked ahead for Mason Tassell. Just a little too high for Mason. Goes out of bounds, and it will be Trojan basketball.
Colby showing that arm strength for being a quarterback in football, putting that clear down there. Robert Tassell could have almost caught it, just hit the fingertips and went out of bounds.
Paulin down to the left corner to Eilert. Back to Paulin, right side now to Cox. Cox, one dribble. Skip pass to Eilert underneath the basket, and he's headed to the free throw line. Third team foul on the Redmen, and this one's going to be the first on Joel Montgomery.
Good look back door there. Caught him as he was cutting down the lane, and just quickly up with it was Eilert. Montgomery coming through, hitting him on the arm.
So Eilert gets set for the first one. And that one no good. Left it just short off the front of the rim. Bryce Mason back into the ball game for Beloit. Hudson Gray going to take a seat. Minute 35 left to play in the first quarter. Beloit leads by 6, 10-4 over the Smith Center Redmen. Eilert getting set for the second one. This one good. His first point of the ball game. Makes it 11-4 with 1:35 left to go in the first quarter. Full court pressure by Beloit. Trenton Colby on the dribble. Tries to break the press. Does so ahead to Lambert. Lambert then lets everybody get past him. Now has it between the circles. Right wing to Montgomery. Joel puts up the three. No good off the back of the iron. Rebound. Fought for. Tipped by Paulin. Tracked down by Hendrich. Nate has it to Trenton Colby. Colby on the dribble. He dribbles over between the circles. 1:10 left to go in the first quarter. Montgomery left wing. Montgomery dribbles out between the circles to Colby left wing. Trenton Colby has it now. Left wing. To Hendrich. To Lambert right wing. He's quickly double teamed down to the right corner to Montgomery. 52 seconds counting left to go in the first quarter. Beloit leads 11-4 as Paulin comes away with the steal. Vincent Paulin all the way down, and he's going to be fouled. This one's going to be on the floor. Fourth team foul on the Redmen. And the first on Nate Hendrich.
Good job there by Paulin. Kind of playing the passing lane a little bit. Able to go up sky, grab it, take off the other way. As he had three different Redmen right there in defense on him. Going and getting that foul.
Valley takes a seat. Gray comes back into the ball game for the Trojans. Paulin has it left wing. Skip pass to Cox right wing. Cox thought about the three, doesn't take it. Instead, back down to Gray in the right corner. Gray dribbles up to the right wing. 37 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Beloit leads 11-4. Gray with it right wing out front to Cox. Cox on the dribble to Paulin left wing. Down to the left corner to Eilert. Inside for Gray. Gray turnaround jumper, no good. Rebound put back by Mason, good. Mason gets his first points of the ball game and makes it 13-4. A Beloit 9-point lead here in the first quarter. Trenton Colby has it. Gets it across the timeline ahead to Lambert left wing. Lambert out front to Colby. Three on its way. Good.
Colby with a quick trigger on now, and as time running down, gets a shot up, drops it in.
So with that, makes it the end of the first quarter, 13-7. Beloit leads Smith Center. You're listening to Redmen basketball on KQMA on the World Wide Web.
And on www.usd237, Next Tech Channel 165, and the Smith Center Redmen YouTube channel. So if you like what you're watching, please let us know, and please share a little bit of your money if you can. I'd like to thank Next Tech for supplying us with a wireless hotspot that we could use through the air when we are at our away games.
182 pounds Burrell Steves, a senior, 45.
Just recognize the wrestlers who are going to state this year, so good to do that for them. So go Redmen.
And Cox for the Trojans. Again, Redmen basketball to start the second quarter as Beloit leads 13-7. Hendrich down to the left corner to Montgomery. Montgomery looked inside. Last touch, though, by Bryce Mason. So it will be Redmen basketball.
Mason get his arm out there, tipping that ball and having to go out of bounds. Makes the Redmen reset everything instead of getting an open look underneath the basket.
Hendrich, jumper on the inbounds, no good. Rebounded by Mason. Mason to Paulin. Paulin left wing, and Lambert going to get called for the reach. His first personal foul. Fifth Redmen team foul.
Paulin went to stutter step Lambert. Went to take back off as Lambert reached in, catch him with that reach. So nice little move there by Paulin.
Paulin left wing. Inside for Gray. Gray jumper up, no good. Rebounded by Montgomery. Montgomery out to Colby. 7.5 left to go in the first half. Beloit leads Smith Center 13-7. Tarek Kelch heads to the scorers table. Lambert gets called for a travel. Kelch comes in. And Hendrich going to take a seat. So, Vincent Paulin has it. Out front. Down to the right wing to Cox. Cox on the dribble. Kicks it back out to Paulin. Paulin dribbles up to the right wing to Mason. Free throw line. Mason pump fakes. Kicks out to Cox right wing. Cox drives into the paint. Looks underneath for Aerosmith. Shot is up. No good. He's headed to the free throw line. 16 foul on the Redmen here in the first half.
Good look backside to Aerosmith. As Aerosmith wide open, got a quick pass as the Redmen trying to collapse on him. Got up in the air and drawing that foul.
So Aerosmith heads to the free throw line after the foul on Tarek Kelch. First one for Aerosmith rolls out. So the score remains 13-7. 7:05 left to go in this first half. Beloit leads Smith Center here in the boys varsity matchup. Nate Hendrich heads back to the scores table for the Redmen, and as Grant Aerosmith hits his second free throw. Hendrich comes in. Lambert going to take a seat. 7:05 left to go in the first half. And it's a 7-point ball game. Beloit leads Smith Center 14-7. Again, full court pressure by the Trojans. Montgomery has it. Ahead to Hendrich. Hendrich now to Trenton Colby. Colby ahead to Tassell. Mason on the dribble, picks it up. Now looking, finds Hendrich. Hendrich to the right wing. Picks up his dribble out front to Montgomery. Now to Kelch, left wing. Kelch back to Montgomery. Montgomery drives in, stutter step right, blocked off the backboard by Mason into the hands of Trenton Colby. His shot no good, and rebound came down by Mason. Paulin quickly up the court, kicks out Cox right corner. Cox drives into the paint, outside for Gray. Gray drives in, now back out front to Cox, to Paulin right wing, three's on its way. Rolls out, no good, rebound, fought for. Mason comes down with it, kicks it back out front to Paulin. Paulin, three on its way, no good. Rebound, fought for. Tassell comes down with it. Tassell ahead to Hendrich. Now to Trenton Colby. Aiden Long heading back to the scores table for the Redmen. 6 minutes left to go in this first half. Beloit leads by 7, 14-7. Trenton Colby trying to cut the lead down to 4. Does so as Trenton Colby buries the three from the top of the key, and it makes it 14-10. And we'll take a timeout as Coach Buckmaster wants to talk things over. You're listening to Redmen Basketball, KQMA on the World Wide Web.
And on www.usd237, next up, channel 165. The wrestling boys will be headed down to Hayes on Friday, and hopefully get to sustain to Saturday night. So we'll see what happens with the Redmen and the wrestling team. Then next Monday, I believe the boys will have to travel someplace to play basketball, and hopefully the girls will get to play at home on Tuesday night. But we'll see how the pairings come out tomorrow when Casey releases those. So go Lady Red, go Redmen.
First half, the Beloit Trojans lead the Smith Center Redmen by 4, 14-10, as it is Trojan basketball out of the timeout. Vincent Paulin quickly ahead to Cox, left wing, back out front to Paulin. Paulin back to the left wing to Cox, inside for Mason. Mason left block off the glass, too hard, no good. Rebound tracked down by Hendrich. Nate hands it off to Trenton Colby. Colby brings it up the court, working against Grant Harris-Smith. Colby across the timeline, ahead to Long right wing. Long ahead to Tassell. Tassell underneath the basket, picks up his dribble, back to Long right corner. Out to Hendrich, right wing, three's on its way for Nate. No good. Rebound by Long. Has to throw it up to the basket as he was falling to the ground. Rebounded by Mason, and the Trojans take it back the other way. Cox kicks out Paulin, right wing three for Vincent Paulin. No good. Rebound put back by Gray. Good.
Basket by Hudson Gray.
Gray picks up his first points of the ball game. Puts the Trojans back up by 6, 16-10. Trenton Colby quickly up the court and going to have a reach called here on the Trojans, their first foul of this ball game.
Colby went to crossover and getting Cox with that foul as he tried to reach in there right as Colby crossed over and changed direction as well. So getting that foul there from Colby.
So Trenton Colby brings it across the timeline as Joel Montgomery heads back to the scorers table. Colby out front to Kelch. Back to Colby, right wing. Kelch between the circles, the left wing to Hendrich. Down to the baseline to the cell, inside for Long. Long jumper, good.
Basket by Long.
Redmen being patient, trying to find that open shot. Finally found it with Long on that one. Came a little bit quicker than it has in the past.
Cox, three, no good. Rebounded by Long. His third rebound of the ball game. 4-point ball game, 16-12. The Beloit Trojans lead the Smith Center Redmen by 4. Kelch to Hendrich. Hendrich out front to Long in the center circle, asking for help, and then gets called for the travel.
Went to pass that off, and his foot just slid a little bit on him. Otherwise, right idea. He went to try to pass that to Colby, but Colby was well covered, so he pulled that ball back, but that back foot just slid a little bit on him.
Montgomery back into the ball game. Tassell takes his seat. 16-12. Beloit leads Smith Center. 4 minutes left to go in this ball game. Gray has it. Right wing to Cox. Down to the right corner to Aerosmith. Back to Cox. Tipped and stolen away by Trenton Colby. Colby on the fast break. Drives in. Left block off the glass and good.
What a move by Trenton Colby as he had Cox right there with him. Pulled it up over top of Cox's head. He gave a little Euro step and right into the lane he went for a wide open layup.
Paulin drives the left baseline. Blocked by Long and in the hands of Hendrich. 16-14. The Beloit Trojans lead by 2. 3.5 to go in this first half. Smith Center basketball. Montgomery out front to Kelch. Down to the left wing to Hendrich. Out front to Colby, and Aerosmith going to get called for a foul. His first personal foul. Second Trojans team foul.
As Aerosmith guarding Colby, trying to run up behind him. Colby stopped all of a sudden as he got the pass, and Aerosmith just running into Colby's back.
Mason takes a seat. Valley comes in. Aerosmith takes his seat. Eilert comes in. 3:24 left to go in this first half. Beloit leads 16-14 over the Smith Center Redmen. Long has it. Out front to Hendrich. To the left wing to Colby. Trenton Colby inside for Aiden Long. Long fakes left, goes right. Jumper no good. Rebounded by Cox. Cox brings it up the court to the left corner to Paulin. Paulin drives baseline. Up and good. Count it. He's going to go to the free throw line to shoot one.
That was an awkward call by the ref. I wasn't sure if he was getting called with a charge or if he was getting pushed, as he gave the original charge call, then he gave the push, so I wasn't sure which way they were going with that. But either way, great move there by Paul and getting the baseline, going up awkwardly and getting the shot off the backboard.
So Paulin and one attempt, good. He's got 9 and Beloit leads 19-14. 3:02 left to go in the first half. That foul was on Joel Montgomery, his second. Trenton Colby brings up the court now to Montgomery between the circles. Montgomery, top of the key, now to the right wing to Long. Long looking. One dribble now to Montgomery, right wing. Inside for Long. Long turnaround jumper, good.
Long doing a good job, getting good position in the lane, going up quick with it and getting some shots.
3-point game, 19-16. Beloit leads by 3. 2.5 to go in the first half. Paulin, right wing. Stutter steps. Now splits the defense. To the left elbow, jumper rolls out, no good. Rebounded by Montgomery. Montgomery to Hendrich, back to Trenton Colby. 2:20 left to go in the first half. Beloit leads 19-16 over the Smith Center Redmen. Hendrich has it out front now to Colby, left wing. Colby drives into the left elbow, backside pass for Hendrich. Nate's shot up, no good. Rebounded by Gray. Gray brings it up the court for Beloit. Tipped and stolen away by Montgomery. Montgomery on the fast break. Layup, no good. Rebound, fought for, out of bounds goes. Last touch by Gray.
Substitution for the Trojans. Number 12, Grant Harris.
Good job there by Montgomery. Coming through quickly, getting him down the court. Just getting that ball as he was going up for it. Kind of pushed a little bit, so putting too much on it.
Montgomery to inbound. Looking, tipped by Gray. Stolen away by Gray. No, it's in the hands of Nate Hendrich. As Long has it now to Colby. Colby left wing. Looks inside for Long. Can't get it to him. Wraparound pass for Montgomery. And Joel going to get called for the travel at the free throw line.
Joel tried to do a little bit of move there. Just kind of stalled the ball out up in the air, but he already had taken a couple steps. Otherwise, he's trying to just stall the ball out, take his steps into it, and then let the ball come to him.
Eilert left corner to Paulin, left wing. Paulin to the free throw line to Gray. Gray drives in. Jumper, good.
Getting a friendly roll on that one as it kind of hit the backboard, rolled along the side of the rim, and then just gently fell through the net for him.
21-16. The Beloit Trojans lead the Smith Center Redmen by 5. Hendrich has it, top of the key. To the left side to Long. Long out front to Colby. Colby pump fakes. Drives in, jumpers up, no good. Rebounded by Gray. Gray leads the break up the left sideline for the Beloit Trojans. Down to the left corner to Eilert. Back to Gray, top of the key to Paulin, right wing. Paulin back to Gray, top of the key. He'll spot up for 3 off the back of the iron and in!
A high bounce on that one as it hit the back of the iron, went straight up and straight back down right through the net.
24-16, the Beloit Trojans lead by 8. 48 seconds left to go in the first half. Smith Center with the basketball. Colby to Kelch right side, out front to Montgomery. Montgomery bounces it now over to Long. Long to Kelch left wing. Kelch looks inside, gets it to Colby at the left wing. Tipped down by Valley. Colby tracks it back down. 32 seconds left to go in the first half. Kelch right corner, three's on its way. Rouse out, no good. Rebounded by Gray, his fifth. Gray brings it up the court with 20 seconds left to go in the first half. Gray down to the left corner to Paulin. Paulin drives baseline. He's up under, and they're going to have a foul called here on the Redmen. Their 18th foul, and Vincent Paulin will head to the free throw line, shooting 1-on-1.
Paulin right towards the baseline once again, this time getting fouled before he got to the goal, but otherwise Paulin attacking along the baseline and getting to the rim on these.
Mason heads back to the scorer's table. Paulin's first in the 1-and-1, no good. Rebound, fought for, and Eilert comes away with it. Paulin, left wing three's on its way, and it's good. He's got 12, and it makes it 27-16 as Montgomery takes it the hole at the buzzer, and it's good.
Nice job there by Montgomery, flying down the court quickly, coming up behind the Trojans and getting a layup.
That's going to do it for the first half. Beloit leads at halftime over Smith Center 27-18. You're listening to Redmen Basketball on KQMA and the World Wide Web.
And on www.usd237 and XX channel 165.
Has 12. That's in Gray 7. 3 for Carson Cox. 2 apiece for Bryce Lee. The 2019-2020 Smith Center Scarlets. Freshman Haley Feldman. Adrian Hawkins. Junior Farron McCoy. And performing for you for the last time as a Scarlet are senior Sammy Tucker. Jesselyn Kirchhoff. Co-captain Sydney Hurt. And Captain Caitlin Gotze. Tonight's routine is choreographed by Caitlin Gotze. the Smith Center Scarlets. Senior Scarlets, you need to come to the announcer's table and receive a gift from your moms for your 4 years of dance. Cake raffle, get your tickets ready. First number is 082688. Zero 82614. Zero 82611. Zero 82528. Last one 082535. 082688. 082614. 082611. 082528. And 082535. Okay, this is a drawing for the Milwaukee tool set. Nathan Schaefer. Nathan here. Still looking for 082688. New number 082672 for the cake raffle. 082672. Now we're drawing for the grill. This is for the grill. Kelly Schmidt. Thank you for supporting the Smith Center Shots and Runners.
And welcome back to Stoddard Family Court, Smith Center High School. Jesse Ray alongside Robbie Gibson as we get set for the second half. Robbie, let's get your keys to victory.
For the Redmen, they got to continue being patient with the ball. They've been doing a good job being patient with it, finding the open shots, taking care of it, and controlling what goes on the offensive side of things by being patient with that ball. So they got to continue that and then control the boards. They're doing a good job getting those rebounds and then really slowing the tempo down on offense. So continue to get to the boards and get those rebounds. And then for the Trojans, they got to get some pressure on the ball. Pressure the ball up front, try to get some quick steals that way, get some fast breaks off of it. So get that ball pressure up there higher than it's been there in that first half. And then the big one here, they got the guy underneath the basket at 6'6". Use the height advantage. He's had advantage underneath, getting posted up underneath there. They haven't used it, though. They've been trying to pull shots from outside, get that height advantage going underneath the basket. That's what I have for both these two teams.
All right, Hayden Long, Joel Montgomery, Freddie Lambert, Nate Hendrich, and Trenton Colby for the Redmen. Bryce Mason, Carson Cox. Looks like Hudson Gray, Vincent Paulin, and Grant Aerosmith for the Beloit Trojans. Trojan basketball to start the second half. They go right to left on your radio dial, and they go right to Bryce Mason. Left block shot, no good. Rebounded by Hayden Long. So Redmond basketball as Colby has it inside for Long. Out to Lambert to the right wing to Montgomery. Montgomery out front to Long. Long to the right wing to Hendrich. Hendrich looks in now to Lambert. Lambert head fakes, dribbles down to the left wing. Out front to Long. Long around to Hendrich, right wing. Inside for Lambert. Lambert pump fakes, puts it up, blocked from behind by Mason. Mason comes away with the rebound, his sixth here in the third quarter. Sixth of the ball game. First one here in the third quarter. Gray swings the defense, and all of a sudden the seas parted. Found a wide open layup, and Hudson Gray gets the 2 points. He's got 9.
Gray, as soon as he hop stepped, it was all of a sudden those seas parted, like you said, and wide open shot right at the backboard.
Hendrich to Long, right wing. Long looking, picks up his dribble now to Lambert at the right wing. Down to the right corner, Trenton Colby wide open, right corner three, buries it.
Trenton Colby took his time, got the aim that he needed, and buries that one, nothing but net.
That makes it 29-21. The Beloit Trojans lead the Smith Center Redmen by 8. 6:40 left to go in the third quarter. Paulin has it right wing, dribbles out front, now to the left wing to Aerosmith. Inside for Mason, wraparound pass for Gray. Gray tracks it down to the right corner, backside pass, Aerosmith, left corner three. Left it short, no good, rebounded by Lambert. Freddie to Long, now back out to Trenton Colby. Colby brings it left to right on your radio dial. Ahead to Joel Montgomery. Inside for Aiden Long. Pump fakes. Free throw line jumper. No good. Rebounded by Bryce Mason. 29-21. The Beloit Trojans lead the Smith Center Redmen. 6:10 left to go in the third quarter. Vincent Paulin right corner. Dribbles up to the right wing. Down to the free throw line. Jumper for Paulin. Good. He's got 14, and the Trojans lead by 10. 31-21. 5:55 left to go here in the third quarter. Trenton Colby brings it up the court, drives inside, and going to have a foul called. This is going to be the first team foul on the Trojans here in the second half, just their third foul of the ball game.
Doing a good job staying out of foul trouble. Are the Trojans making sure, like that one, it was just trying to beat him to the spot and getting there at the last second and drawing the block foul. So they haven't been bad fouls they've been getting, just a little bit of slow getting to where they need to.
Valley picks up his it was Aerosmith picking up his second personal foul. Valley comes into the ball game for him. Trenton Colby has it out front. Drives down to the right elbow. Colby on the dribble, and then a foul going to be called. Second team foul on the Trojans.
Fouls on number 2, Tyler Valley. First personal, second team foul.
As Colby dribbled into a double team there, Valley trying to just fight for a position to get to where he can grab a hold of the ball. Gave Colby a little bit of a push and got caught with it.
Montgomery in for Colby into the hands of Long. Back to Colby left wing. Colby works against Valley. Out front to Hendrich. Nate tracks it down now to Montgomery. Between the circles, down to the right wing goes Joel Montgomery. He's on the dribble, drives in. Shot is up in the paint. Left is short, no good. Rebound by Hudson Gray. Tipped out, and Carson Cox comes away with it. And Joel Montgomery gets called for his third personal foul. First Redmen team foul. Good thing for Joel, because he didn't pick up his third foul until the second half, because the last two games that we've covered for the Redmen, the first 4 team fouls, 3 of them were by Montgomery.
That is a good point. That is a very good point. But that one, Montgomery just trying to keep Cox right there along the baseline, and Cox doing the right thing, jumping out and kind of going around and getting that body.
Mason, backside pass from Gray. And Mason gets his second basket of the ball game. He now has 4 points. And Beloit leads 33-21. Just under 5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Trenton Colby gets a screen out front from Montgomery. Colby now to Montgomery. The left side to Long. Out front to Hendrich between the circles. Back to Lambert, left wing. Lambert, one dribble to Long out front. Hayden with it. Now to the right wing to Montgomery. Montgomery gets a screen from Colby, drives down to the baseline, and Gray going to get called for the body foul. His first personal foul, third Trojans team foul.
Montgomery driving the lane there hard. And Gray sitting right there on his hip pocket, getting called with the body.
4:34 left to go in the third quarter. Beloit leads 33-21. Grace tips it, and Cox comes away at the steal. Cox quickly up the court to Paulin, left corner. Paulin dribbles up to the left wing. Looks inside, gets it to Mason on the baseline. Mason, turnaround jumper from the left block. Rattles out, no good. Rebound fought for. Paulin comes down with it. Paulin, left wing. Gets a screen out front from Mason. Now to Gray. Inside for Mason. Mismatch against Lambert. Kicks it back out front to Paulin. Paulin gets a screen from Mason again, this time down to the left wing. Paulin inside, stolen away by Joel Montgomery. This is Montgomery read the passing lane that time, stepped right in, caught the pass, and we head the other way, left to right on your radio dial. 33-21. The Beloit Trojans lead the Smith Center Redmen. 3:45 left to go. Hendrich stops and pops, no good. Rebound fought for. Lambert comes away with it, and he's going to be hammered by a couple different Trojans. Fourth team foul on the Trojans. We'll see which one got him first. And they're going to say Bryce Mason got him.
Nice job there by Lambert, going up strong with that as he had 2 defenders on him. Mason on the backside, didn't catch which one was on the first one of him. As you're giving me the number 5, so that must have been Gray on the front side. As both of them right there with him trying to block that shot, just Mason getting him on the back.
Lambert hits the first one. 33-22. 3:41 left to go in the third quarter. Beloit leads Smith Center. Lambert getting set for his second one now. On its way, no good, misses it to the left, rebounded by Valley. Gray to Cox, left corner. Cox dribbles up to the left wing. Skip pass to Paulin, right wing. Paulin on the dribble, between the legs, now to Valley, right side. Inside for Mason, right block off the glass and good.
That was a good look to get that into Mason. Mason going completely around the lane, had position the whole entire time, finally got it into him, went up nice and easy off the backboard.
35-22. The Beloit Trojans lead the Smith Center Redmen. 3:05 left to go in the third quarter. Montgomery drives in, scoop shot from the left block, good.
Montgomery with a little hop step that got Mason kind of out of position on that one. Otherwise, Mason would have been there to block it. But since he's kind of done a little hop to go up on that hop step, out of position, let Montgomery have an easy layup.
Mason out front to Cox, 35-24. Cox gets it inside for Gray, back out to Cox. 3 on its way, no good. Rebound tracked down by Trenton Colby, his 5th of the ball game. And again, the Beloit Trojans lead the Smith Center Redmen 35-24. 2.5 to go. Montgomery, long 2, no good. Rebounded by Valley. Hands it off to Paulin, and Paulin quickly up the court ahead to Mason. And, I'm sure this isn't something they say a lot. Too high for Bryce Mason as Paulin put that one just too high out of Mason's reach. And a little too much mustard on that one as they had some heat behind it.
It did, like you said, probably don't get to say that one very much, but Mason had the position, just put that up there too high where he couldn't go up and get it.
Timeout on the court. 2:23 left to go in the third quarter. Beloit leads Smith Center 35-24. We'll take the time to let you know this broadcast is made possible in part by the fiber optic network of Next Tech, providing state-of-the-art communication services to the region for more than 65 years. Next Tech, bring high tech to the high plains. So Beloit led by 9 at halftime, 27-18. They've built that lead up to 11 here in the third quarter. They now lead 35-24 as they've just, a couple times they've had wide open looks at the basket. Just good ball moving by the Trojans early here in this third quarter so far. What are the Redmen shooting here in this third quarter? Because they've missed some shots that we normally see them make.
They are 2 of 7 from the field compared to the Trojans 4 of 8 from the field. So kind of back and forth, but like I said, the Redmen, they've had the shots, just not falling for them here in this third quarter to get things started. As for the Trojans, they've just done good ball movement, got some shots right at the basket.
And they listen to you. They're trying to get it inside for Bryce Mason as he's got 4 points already here in this third quarter to bump his total to 6 altogether. 2:18 left to go in the third quarter. Beloit leads Smith Center 35-24. Colby to Montgomery, back to Colby. Trenton out front with it, crosses over, drives in, and going to get called for the travel. 2:07 left to go in the third quarter, and Beloit leads 35-24 over Smith Center.
Colby kind of got caught up there by one of the Trojans' legs. Took an extra step in there that he didn't intend to, but refs quickly called him for that travel.
So Beloit basketball. Gray through the defense, left block, no good, and then Gray going to get called for over the back, his second personal foul. 5th Trojans team foul.
Tough shot there for Gray, as like you said, going through the 2 defenders there, going up with one of them right there, holding on to the ball just for a second, altered that shot enough that he didn't get it over top of the rim.
Trenton Colby ahead to Aiden Long, right wing, inside for Hendricks, tipped out and tracked down by Joel Montgomery. Montgomery out front to Kelch, to the left wing to Long, to Hendricks, left wing, out front to Montgomery. Montgomery drives in, right block off the glass, no good, gets his own rebound, put back, counted, he's heading the line for an and one.
Montgomery's trying to step up here to help his team out, as that was a tough shot on his first one, had to get past the defender, flipped it up there, followed a shot, got a good rebound, and goes right back up strong with it.
Paulin picks up his first personal foul, 6th Trojan team foul. Montgomery's and 1 attempt is good. He's got 7. Mason to sell into the ball game. Joel Montgomery going to take his seat. Minute 32 left to go here in the third quarter. 35-27. The Beloit Trojans lead the Smith Center Redmen. Here the boys' varsity matchup. Gray has it out front. And a foul going to be called here on the Trojans. Third personal on Grant Aerosmith. 7th Trojans team foul. Mason comes back into the ball game. Aerosmith going to take a seat. Minute 25 left to go in this third quarter. Beloit leads 35-27. Colby to Kelch, right wing. Out front to Hendricks. Down to the right wing to Tassell. Inside for Long. Kicked out of there by the Trojans, so it will be Smith Center basketball. Minute 13 left to go in the third quarter. And Beloit leads Smith Center 35-27.
Redmen trying to attack them baseline on that one, trying to get a bounce pass towards the lane, towards the baseline, but would have been a tough shot if they got it down there.
Colby to inbound, throws it up, stolen away by Vincent Paulin. Paulin on the fast break, spin move, shot up, counted! He's heading the line for an and one.
Tough shot there by Paulin off that spin move, going up in the air off of it, getting the shot up. Giselle going over top, trying to block it, catching Paulin on the back with the body.
So Vincent Paulin has 16. He's heading the line to try to put his team back up by 11. So right now, Beloit leads 37-27. A minute 8 left to go. Make it 38-27 as Paulin has 17. Joel Montgomery comes in. Mason Tassell going to take his seat. A minute 8 left to go in the third quarter. Beloit leads by 11 over Smith Center, 38-27. Trenton Colby brings up the court for the Redmen. Left to right on your radio dial. Down to the right wing to Long. Out front to Montgomery. Montgomery drives into the free throw line. Hands it off to Trenton Colby, right elbow. Out front to Kelch. Through his hands. Stolen away by Paulin. Paulin on the fast break. Layup. Counted. He's heading back to the line for an and one.
Paulin really helping his team out here, getting those quick steals on that one, getting down the court quickly, getting that layup and getting fouled as well.
Montgomery picks up the foul, his 4th personal foul. 3rd Redmen team foul. Carson Cox takes a seat. And number 0, Caleb Brooks in the ball game. He's a 5'11 sophomore for the Beloit Trojans. Freddie Lambert into the ball game for the Redmen. Joel Montgomery going to take a seat with those 4 fouls. 48 seconds left to play in the 3rd quarter. Beloit has extended their lead to 13. It's now 40-27 as Paulin at the free throw line looking for point number 20 here in this ball game. On its way and good. So Paulin's got 20 of the 41. And the Beloit Trojans lead 41-27 with 44 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. Trenton Colby on the dribble. Down to the right wing to Kelch. Inside for Long. Long gets it stripped by Eilert. Eilert to Paulin left wing. Back to Eilert left corner. Three's on its way. Rattles out. No good. Rebounded by Trenton Colby, his 6th. Colby lets everybody clear out. He'll bring it back up the court with 20 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. Beloit leads from the center, 41-27. Hendrich has the right wing out front along between the circles. To the left wing to Colby. Colby pump fakes. They leave him open, and he can't make it pay that time. Rebound tracked down by Vincent Paulin. His 3rd. Paulin ahead to Gray. Gray up, no good. Rebounded by Long. And that's going to do it for the 3rd quarter. Beloit leads 41-27. We'll take a timeout here, come back, bring a 4th quarter action. You're listening to Redmen Basketball on KQMA and the World Wide Web.
And on www.ust237, Next Tech Channel 165. Last night for the seniors for basketball and cheer and for the Scarlets. So kind of a nice parents' night here, recognizing the seniors and the parents. I'd like to recognize some of our sponsors. Cecil and Jerry Lambert, Ruth Curtis, Joyce Jones, Jerry Chapin, Farmers Union Insurance, Greg and Tamara Frank, David Hammond, Daryl and Kathy Raymond, Skip and Marie Overmiller, Matt and Alicia Brown, John and Ellis Sparks, Gerald and Jenna Beauclair, 3rd Street Design, Catherine McCary, Tim and Paul Pullins, St. Lane Properties, Sean Phelps, some beautiful downtown Smith Center, Kim and Burke Phelps, 3rd Street Design, Catherine McCary, there of course on 3rd Street, Ken and Diane Dipper Schmidt, Dennis and Pamela Hutchison, John Overmiller, Sherlyn Long, Larry and Barbara Wilson, the Holtis boys, Eldane, Mike, Mitch and Lyle, Donna Dutz, Mitch and Tammy Holtis, Neil Ahern and Karen Hernan, Mike Kentz, Gary and Brenda Feeling, thanks you so much for your contribution. Don't forget, 3rd annual Home on the Range celebration coming up May 2nd and 3rd. So get your golf clubs and your pickleball outfits on. So go Redmen.
Went to Long. Long between the circles, down to the left wing to Kelch. Kelch out front to Colby. Colby 3 on its way. Good.
Let Colby open outside there. Top of the key, able to knock that one down. Another net.
Makes it an 11-point game once again, 41-30. 7:35 left to go in the ball game. Beloit leads by 11. Paulin to Gray. Gray down to Burks in the left corner. Out front to Paulin to the right corner to Eilert. Eilert bounce pass, tipped, and going to have a kickball on Trenton Colby. Joel Montgomery comes back into the ball game. And let's see, Nate Hendrich going to take a seat. 7:22 left to go in this ball game. And it looks like the Beloit Trojans lead the Smith Center Redmen 41-30. Paulin on the dribble to Gray. Now to Burks left wing. Burks on the dribble to Paulin. Inside for Mason. Mason quickly double team. Gets it out to Burks. 3 on its way. Rolls out. No good. Rebound. Put back by Eilert. No good. Fighting for the rebound. And last touch by the Redmen. So Beloit basketball.
Good hustle by both teams there, fighting for that loose ball. Unfortunately for the Redmen, goes out on them. Lets the Trojans reset things.
Paulin 3 on its way, and it's good.
Paulin gets a quick inbounds pass and just right up with it. Almost like the Redmen weren't even ready for them to have the ball in their hands. Paulin able to knock that three-pointer down.
Puts the Trojans back up by 14, 44-30. Kelch gets it inside, up and good.
Good look to catch Kelch as he was cutting along the back door, cutting right towards the basketball, able to get a quick pass inside right at the backboard.
Burks has it right wing, 44-32. Trojans lead the Redmen as Eilert's 3, no good, rebounded by Kelch. He outlets to Trenton Colby, and Colby brings it back up the court. Nate Hendrich heads back to the scorer's table for the Redmen. Colby, right wing three, buries it.
Timeout Smith Center, 30
And Coach Buckmaster wants a timeout. We'll take a timeout with him as you're listening to Redmen Basketball, KQMA, and the World Wide Web.
And on www.usd237, next check channel 165 and the Minnesota Redmen YouTube channel. So the Redmen heading down to Hayes on a Friday and Saturday. So good luck, Redmen wrestlers. Then next week we'll start sub-state. The boys will probably have to travel on Monday, and hopefully the girls can play at home on Tuesday. But we'll just have to wait and see. Casey should come out with the sub-state pairing bracket tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. Watch on Facebook. We'll let you know what's going on. You can also check out the Smith Center Junior Senior High School Facebook page for things going on, or on the Smith Center athletic calendar. So go Redmen. Go Lady Red.
Long, Kelch, and Colby for the Redmen. 6:15 left to play. Again, Beloit leads Smith Center 44-35. Gray to Paulin, to Cox in the right corner, back to Paulin, right wing. Inside for Gray to Aerosmith, left wing three, no good. Rebounded by Trenton Colby, unofficially his 7th. Colby brings it up the court for the Redmen. Montgomery has it right wing, out front to Kelch. Kelch to the left side to Long, down the left corner to Hendrich. Down to Montgomery, left wing. Montgomery drives in, kicks out to Kelch, right wing three's on its way, and it's good!
Kelch with a quick trigger, able to knock that three-pointer down.
Kelch has 5 all here in the fourth quarter, and the Redmen cut in the lead. It's 44-38, 5.5 to go in this ball game. Beloit leads Smith Center as Gray has a backside pass. Aerosmith shot up and good.
Good look to catch Aerosmith as he's one that saved his hand, came from the sideline, right along the baseline, wide open. The Redmen not paying attention to him, had a quick shot underneath the basket.
8-point Beloit Trojan lead, 46-38, 5:10 left to go in the ball game. Long has it, inside for Montgomery, shot is good.
Montgomery with it right underneath the basket, had defense on him. They will just kind of float that up over top the rim.
6-point ball game, 46-40. Beloit leads Smith Center. Mason inside, kicks it out front to Cox. Cox three on its way, no good. Rebound put back by Gray is. Gray's got 11, and it puts the Trojans back up by 8. 48-40, 4:40 left to go in the ball game. Montgomery to Hendrich, out front to Kelch. Kelch right wing to Colby. Colby drives in, jumper rattles around, no good. Rebound fought for, and Cox saves it in to Gray. Paulin has it right wing, out front to Gray. Gray down to the baseline to Aerosmith. Inside for Mason. Mason left block up, good.
Mason had position on Long. Long stand there trying to guard him, but that is a tough task for Long to guard the guy underneath that's almost about 4 inches taller than that.
So that makes it a 10-point Beloit lead, 50-40, 4:14 left to go in the ball game. Full timeout called by Coach Buckmaster. We'll take one with him as you're listening to Redmen Basketball, KQMA, and the World Wide Web.
And on www.usd237, next channel 165. I'd like to thank Nextech for giving us a wireless hotspot to use for our away games in the Nextech wireless area, so we can stream the basketball games that we didn't have very good internet. Plus, they always have a bunch of people getting on the internet at those locations, so we're just doing it all by ourselves, keeping everything clean. So Nextech for your internet, TV, home phone, wireless cell phone, cloud services, which means your stuff goes up into the cloud for like businesses to have all your employees use it there in the cloud. It's backed up and cared for, really, really well managed. IT, advertising. So if you need a web presence, call Nextech Business and home surveillance, cybersecurity for your business to make sure that crazy people don't steal your stuff. Call us at 800-588-6649. Go Redmen.
Rich, Long, and Montgomery for the Redmen. Cox, Aerosmith, Gray, Mason, and Paulin for the Trojans. Hendrich to the left wing to Lambert, out front to Long between the circles. Back to Montgomery, left side. Bounce pass inside for Colby. Colby kicks it back out to Montgomery. Montgomery drives in. Shot off the glass and good.
Montgomery attacking the basket on that one. Just float that one right up along the backboard. Drops right in.
Makes it an 8-point game once again, 50-42. Beloit leads Smith Center. Cox puts up the three and buries it.
Cox left alone at the three-point line. Makes the Redmen pay for it by dropping that one. Nothing but net.
His first points since the first quarter. He now has 6 points on 2 3-pointers. And it makes it 53-42. Beloit leads Smith Center. Straight and Colby tries to answer the three. Cannot this time off the back of the iron. Tip. Fought for, and Cox comes away with the basketball. 53-42. Cox, they leave him open. He makes him pay. He buries another three, and he's got 9 points on back-to-back three-pointers here in the fourth quarter to put him up to 9. As again, he hit the first three of the ball game to put the Trojans up 3-0, and did not score until those last 2 3-pointers. It makes it 56-42. Long's pass for Montgomery just out of his reach. Out of bounds, Beloit basketball.
That was the first turnover by the Redmen here in this fourth quarter. Actually, it was the first turnover in this fourth quarter by either team. So both teams doing a good job here, controlling the ball, making sure they make some good passes.
So Trojans basketball. Beloit leads 56-42. Paulin drives all the way in, leaves it off for Mason, and gonna have a foul called.
Right idea there by Paulin coming down quickly. Mason was open for a quick shovel pass, and that's what Paulin gave him. Paulin not ready for it.
And Joel Montgomery picks up his 5th and final foul. He'll foul out tonight. 11 points, 4 rebounds, 1 steal, 3 assists. A full timeout called by Coach Buckmaster. We'll take the full timeout with him. You're listening to Redmen Basketball, KQMA on the World Wide Web.
So if you'd like to help us out, you can send money to Smith Center Junior Senior High School, 300 Roger Barta Way, Smith Center, Kansas, 66967. We'll use your money to upgrade some equipment and make some changes in some things. Hope you all enjoy this and like to help us out. We do have basketball next week, and then we'll have spring concerts, then baccalaureate, and graduation, so it's getting down there. We don't do track because it's pretty much impossible to do because they're so spread out and all over the place. It takes all day. Go Redmen!
Three.
Smith Center High School, Chester alongside Robbie Gibson there during the timeout. Play got back underway, and it was a 3-second violation on the Beloit Trojans. So Smith Center basketball, 2:35 left to play, and Beloit leads 56-42, and a foul going to be called here on the Trojans. Their 8th team foul, and the 4th on Grant Aerosmith.
Aerosmith trying to guard Colby tight there on that one, getting with a little bit of a forearm check. So good job by Colby trying to drive the lane on Aerosmith.
So Colby's first free throw, good. He now has 18. And it makes it 56-43, 2:32 left to go in the ball game. Beloit leads Smith Center here in Smith Center. The boys varsity matchup. Colby's second one, good as well. He now has 19. 8 of those 19 coming here in the fourth quarter. 56-44, a 12-point Beloit Trojan lead, 2:25 left to go. Gray has it, drives in, left block, off the glass, good.
Gray taking advantage of it, a little bit of height advantage that he had, driving the lane, getting up against Kelch, and then just getting over top of Kelch on the jump.
58-44, the Beloit Trojans lead the Smith Center Redmen, 2:05 left to go. Trenton Colby on the dribble, crosses over into the paint, shot is up, no good, rebounded by Gray. Gray leads the break for the Trojans. Kicks it out to Cox. Cox to the left corner to Paulin. Paulin off to Aerosmith left wing. Aerosmith skip pass to Cox. Cox fakes right, goes left to the free throw line. Now to the left wing, guarded tightly by Lambert. 1:45 left to go. Beloit leads 58-44 over the Smith Center Redmen. Paulin to the left wing to Mason. Mason inside for Gray. Kicks it out to Aerosmith left corner. Back out front to Cox. Cox behind the back dribble, working against Freddie Lambert. Picks up his dribble top of the key. Paulin right side. 1:27 left to go. Paulin finds an opening, splits the defense, and he's going to be fouled.
as Paulin driving the lane hard there, able to get through the defense at the last second, just getting hit on the arm by Lambert.
Freddie picks up his second personal foul. Fifth Redmen team foul. Vincent Paulin at the free throw line. 23 points so far in this ball game for the senior guard from Beloit. That's on its way. That one rolls out, no good. Just his second missed free throw in this ball game. Now 3 of 5. Aerosmith takes a seat. Valley back into the ball game for the Trojans. Second one for Paulin is good. He now has 24. Makes it 59-44. Minute 20 left to go. Beloit leads Smith Center as Trenton Colby has it out front. Down to the left corner, Kelch, 3 on its way, and it's good!
Kelch buries another one here in the fourth quarter for the Redmen, able to kind of help his team out there.
Kelch has got 8 all here in the fourth quarter, his second three-pointer in the quarter, and it makes it 59-47, 58 seconds left to go in the ball game. Paulin on the dribble, guarded by Trenton Colby down to the right wing. Paulin crosses over, drives all the way in left, block off the glass, no good, it rolls out, rebounded by Hendrich. Colby pushes it up the court with 59-47 the score. Beloit leads as Colby drives in, elevates right elbow shot, good. Colby's got 21, and it makes it a 10-point ball game as Coach Buckmaster calls his final timeout a full timeout. We'll take the timeout with them. You're listening to Redmen Basketball on KQMA and the World Wide Web.
So that's home game here for the Redmen. Let's see how things turn out here. It's been my privilege to film these basketball, football games for the Redmen and the volleyball and basketball games for Lady Red. I wish we could have done more with the wrestling, but I don't know much about wrestling. But hopefully the wrestlers will do well on Saturday, Friday and Saturday, and bring home some medals. So go Redmen Wrestlers! You're watching Redmen Basketball on www.usd237. Thanks, Trace, for helping out with the camera. Trace Billinger and Jesse Ray and Robbie always doing a fine job doing that talking thing. And I'm Alan Donovan.
Smith Center, and their senior leader has 21. Trenton Colby has exploded here in the fourth quarter. He had 11 coming into the fourth quarter. Now he's got 21, so 10 of his 21 here in the fourth quarter to try to help mount a comeback here. The Redmen have had it down to single digits in the fourth quarter, but right now it's 10. It's 59-49 as Colby picks up his first personal foul.
Fouls on number 3, Trenton Colby.
And the sixth Redmen team foul.
16 foul.
As the Redmen look like they're coming out, maybe the hack-type defense. Ball gets inbounded. They're right there to try to foul to stop the clock.
Paulin gets the inbounds, pushes it up the court. Now skip past to Cox. Cox is going to be fouled by Hendrich, his third personal foul, seventh Redmen team foul. And it'll send a Carson Cox to the free throw line to shoot 1-and-1. His first attempts from the line in this ball game.
Yes. Before these shots go up, the Trojans, they are sitting at 7 of 11 from the free throw line here in the game.
So, Burks takes a seat. Valley back in for the Beloit. Cox at the free throw line to shoot 1-and-1. And first one's good. He now has 10 points. 7 of his 10 coming here in this fourth quarter. Makes it 11-point game, 60-49. Beloit leads by that 11-point margin. Second one for Cox, no good. Rebounded by Trenton Colby. Ahead to Lambert. 18 seconds left. Lambert down to the right wing. Lambert picks up his dribble down to the right corner to Kelch. Kelch saves it in, and then let's see as they fight for the basketball. Kelch comes away with the loose ball, puts up the jumper, no good. Rebound fought for. Kelch comes down with it. Out to Colby, 3, no good. Rebounded by Valley. And that's going to do it for the ball game. The Beloit Trojans defeat the Smith Center Redmen 60-49. We'll take a timeout here. We'll be back to wrap up things right after this as you're listening to Redmen Basketball on KQMA and the World Wide Web.
So we'll say where we end up out on Monday and Tuesday when Acacia comes out with the pairings for Sub-State next week. So go Redmen, go Lady Red. Go ahead, Trace, shut her off.